mentioned earlier preparing for a system as we have for growth, new housing, new jobs. But there's some indicators that we've got a declining population in Orange County, and no question about it, an aging population. What are you doing to think about those kind of services?
You're absolutely right. We had huge growth in the 90s. I mentioned that earlier, but very moderate growth is forecast going forward.
Right.
And our population of age 60 and older has nearly doubled in the last 10 years. So we know that we have a different future than a past in that perspective. So how do we think about growth? How do we think about the future? It's really getting more out of the current systems I mentioned a moment ago, and thinking differently about our projects, programs, and services. We have a senior mobility program. We make dollars available to every city in Orange County to help with senior transportation. That's going to be growing. That's absolutely going to be growing. Usage is up. The idea that we have more medical activities, that's going to be up. But at the same time, just because you age doesn't mean you need medical services. You still want to go places, and at the same time, how do we make that more convenient, more understandable? And so that's absolutely in our planning. And I think that's why, frankly, when we come to this next round of freeway construction ending, it's going to end, and we're going to talk about system preservation, making sure it's always good and well maintained. And then how do we think about our services as opposed to projects going forward? How do we serve the public versus build things? I think that's where we're going to shift a little bit.